Hello chess fans and welcome to Chess 5, and today I'm going to show you a very exciting game between Hou Yifan versus Gukesh. And all those who don't know these players, Hou Yifan, she's the China Grandmaster and she's also having the highest rating in the women category in the world. So obviously this game is going to be very interesting. And if I talk about Gukesh, Gukesh is an upcoming child, 13 years old, from India and also Grandmaster. So we can say this game is from like an experience versus an upcoming talent. And this game is going to be very interesting. And this game is from the Gold Money Asian Rapid 2021 prelims. And this is the round number 9. And this game just ended a couple of minutes before. You can check it out. So let's start the game. So Hou Yifan is white and Gukesh is black. So let's see what happened in the game. So Hou Yifan with the white piece started with 1 e4 and Gukesh replied with c5, knight to f3, knight to c6, d4. Here we have c into d4, knight into d4, and now we are in the Sicilian defense variation. So after knight into d4, Gukesh played knight to f6, directly going for the e4 pawn. So here comes knight to c3. Here comes directly e5 by Gukesh, just kicking the knight from the d4 square directly. And here Hou Yifan played knight to b5, and the idea of playing knight b5 here the knight wants to come to d6 with a check, and after bishop captures the knight, queen will capture the bishop and white would be having a very pleasant position. That's why after knight to b5, a solid reply for black in this position is to play d6, because now the queen and the bishop is protecting the pawn. So here comes bishop to g5, pinning up the knight, also developing the piece. So here comes a6, kicking the knight from the b5 square. So it goes to knight to a3. Here comes b5 by Gukesh. The idea is too simple. He wants to play b4 and the knight is trapped. So white play knight to d5. Here knight cannot capture the knight because the knight is pinned, and knight and the bishop is putting double pressure. So black play bishop e7, developing the piece and also giving double support to the knight on f6. So here comes bishop into f6, bishop into f6, and here we have c3 by Hou Yifan. The idea is she wants to maneuver the knight from the h3 square to c2 and perhaps followed by e3. So after c3, Gukesh played bishop to g5. Here we have knight to c2. Here we have rook to b8, perhaps planning to push b4 in the future. So Hou Yifan played a3, not allowing b4. So Gukesh simply castled. Here we have bishop to e2, also preparing to castle. So here we have bishop to b7, developing the piece. Knight to b4, asking for a knight trade, whether Gukesh wants to trade the knights or not. So here he played knight to e7, not going for a knight trade. So here we have knight into e7 check, queen into e7, and now comes knight to d5. A very nice placement on the knight on d5. So after knight to d5, the knight is hitting the queen on e7. So black played queen to e6, not going to capture the knight on d5. The idea of that black is not capturing the knight on d5 because basically the knight cannot move from the d5 square, because whenever the knight will move from the d5 square, the pawn is hanging on e4. That's the main point. So after queen e6, here white played h4. The idea is very simple. Here Hou Yifan decided to attack black king. So after h4, Gukesh played bishop to d8, taking the bishop back to black side. And after bishop d8, here Hou Yifan played c4, which was a blunder by white in this position. A very big blunder you're going to see. In this position, Hou Yifan should have simply continued the game by playing g4. And the idea of playing g4 here, because white has executed the move h4, and by playing h4 we can definitely say that white is going for attack. But now playing a move something like c4 doesn't make any sense. Here she should have played g4, and the idea is very simple. Now whites have decided to attack on the king's side, and perhaps it would show a nice result. But she didn't able to find g4, and she decided to play c4 in this position, which was a blunder. Her idea is very simple. If black captures the pawn, she will also capture the pawn. That's equal. But after c4, Gukesh played a very nice move. Here comes queen to g6 by Gukesh, a very nice move. The idea of playing queen to g6 here, the queen is attacking the pawn on e4 as well as the pawn on g2. So the only move to defend both the pawn is to play bishop to f3, which was played, and now by playing bishop f3, now there is no protection to the c4 pawn, so Gukesh simply captured the pawn on c4. And here Hou Yifan played rook to c1. Idea is very simple, she wants to capture the c4 pawn, but now it's too late because now there are all forced moves. Here first comes bishop into d5, capturing up the knight on d5. So queen captures the knight. Here comes rook to b5, attacking the queen on d5. So here comes queen to c6. Here we have bishop to a5 check. So Hou Yifan she have to move the king because she can't play b5. b4 is not going to work because black will simply end pass it, and it's a check. That's why here she played king to f1, and here we have rook into b2, simply grabbing a pawn. Here Hou Yifan also grabbed the pawn on c4. And here Gukesh played a very excellent move, which is queen to h6. It's definitely not easy to find. The idea of playing queen h6 here, the black wants to play queen to d2, and by playing queen to d2, black is threatening to checkmate on f2 as well as planning to checkmate on e1. So Hou Yifan decided to play queen to d5, covering the d2 square. So after queen to d5, and also attacking the bishop on a5. So after queen to d5, here Gukesh simply played bishop to b6 back, and now threatening to capture the pawn on f2, and white actually can't defend the f2 pawn she cannot defend the pawn, she have to let it go. So after bishop to b6, white played queen to d3, and here Gukesh simply captured the pawn on f2. So here we have king to e1. The king cannot obviously go to g1 because here comes rook into f3, and it's a check, and the queen is also dying on d3. That's why king to e1 is forced. Here comes rook to a2. The idea of black is very simple. Perhaps even rook a1 is winning because the rook is hanging on h1. So Hou Yifan played rook h3. Yeah, because after check, the rook is no longer hanging on h1. So after rook h3, Gukesh played queen to f4 in this position, just bringing more pieces into the game. Here we have rook c2, trying to trade off the piece, because by trading the piece, the attack of Gukesh will be minimized and Hou Yifan would be having some chances. But after rook c2, obviously Gukesh is a very strong player, he is not going to let the win go so easily. Here first he captured the rook on c2. Here we have queen into c2. Here we have queen to e3 check. So bishop comes in between to e2, and now the rook is also, sorry about that, now the rook is also attacking the queen on e3. But now comes queen f2 check. Here we have king to d1, and now we have king to g1, queen to g1 check. Here we have king to d2, and here comes bishop to a5 check. And in this position, Hou Yifan with the white pieces on the move number 34 resigned the game, and Gukesh with the black pieces won the game. A fantastic game by Indian youngster, because in this position Hou Yifan resigned the game because king is having only one square to go, which is on d3, but after king d3, it's checkmate by playing queen d4 checkmate, and white pieces are just sitting there and blocking the path of king, and it's the checkmate. So it was a fantastic game played by young talent Gukesh, and we can see this game as a result he is improving in chess, and this game was very interesting. So I will come up with these new videos for you because the tournament is still pending. Let's see who will win the tournament. So if you guys like this game, then please like to my video. If you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel. I will come up with these new videos for you, so please stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.